These are the Danube Days, which is an international initiative to connect the Danube with the communities living by it. But in these two cities, Šturovo and Esztergom, Danube Days are celebrated only by half-heart. There's a lot of culture in these cities. Still, they don't really celebrate things together. And this Danube Day as an initiative is not really acknowledged locally as an important thing. Just as the Danube, it is somehow mistreated, I think, because these cities have the greatest potential to have this Danube that connects them together, even though they're separated by the Danube. But, well, we have the bridge, but it actually connects culturally and connects with other regions by the Danube. And this is something to celebrate and to live with and to use. And we in the DANUrB project focus on how to use it as a potential, how to use the heritage of the Danube and the heritage created by the potential of the Danube to find new potentials for these localities, to boost tourism, but in a sustainable way, and therefore to boost local life and livability. And the Danube Days, this two-day event that filled with content, the International Danube Days, are actually a very good tool to get together the two cities. They are co-organized by the two municipalities, helped by these universities, especially the Budapest and the Bratislava Technical University, helped by NGOs, local and professional NGOs, and a lot of local stakeholders were get together so everyone could have an action. You know, like fishing associations who then do demonstrations and a very good fish soup, which is characteristic by the Danube. Then local tourism destination management boards who organize walks, local rowing clubs who organize events of boat events, local museums, and so on and so on. And we think it's a very, very important task for us to get together these local stakeholders who are the power of these cities and to confront them on what they can do by the river to make their towns more attractive and livable.
I'm coming from Smederevo. It's a city on the Danube in Serbia, near Belgrade. And what's also interesting is that it's pretty similar to Krems, for example, because we also have a medieval fortress, we have vineyards and viniculture. So it's so interesting to me to learn a lot of things and to try to solve problems in my house. On these workshops, we are observing Danube like a line of connection. So if we observe it like that, the public spaces on the riverside are the most important ways for the towns of on the Danube, which has that opportunity to get that connection, and also to define that relation between city and river, because not every city in the world has that opportunity to have such a river in the city.
I think it's important to see how is it in other regions or towns, and you can talk about it with other students from other countries, and you have an open view for other problems, and you can take the solutions for your own region. I think it's very interesting or important for the other projects to be in relation with other students from other countries, like on Facebook or so on. Yeah, to implement it, the ideas in new projects.
We think that living by the Danube is a possibility that is unique. Not every city is on river, every city has its own potentials, you know, own heritage, mountains, seaside, plains, but here the Danube is special because it's a cross-national, transnational cultural line. It's a natural element that connects also culture, and it's a natural element that's really enjoyable. It's beach, it's a way of transport, it's a way of great views that maybe other cities don't have, and it's a place where you can just stroll in the riverbanks and clean out your head and have a much more relaxed and concentrated life, also in work with things. So to live in these cities is something that is undervalued, I think. It's just treated like normal cities, and we want to enhance the connection of locals with their Danube connectivity to show them the full potential they can have. And the full potential consists of cultural potential, to connect with other communities in a transnational way through their culture, and in a local way to go down and touch the water, especially in these hot days. It's refreshing, it's possible to bath in it, it's possible just to sit by it, it's a better climate. So there are a lot of potentials, and one of the potentials that we as a DANUrB project focus on also is tourism, that some of these towns exploit quite well, but we shouldn't just exploit them and show the other towns how to do it, but also to make it a sustainable part of our lives. So locals and tourists should be one system, and services for tourists shouldn't be separated from services for locals. They should enrich each other, just as the culture flows that these visitors and these other cities on the Danube can bring to Esztergom and Sturovo.
Városvezetőként úgy gondolom, hogy az itt élők és a hozzánk látogatók komfortérzetének és a jó életminőségnek a biztosítása lehet a cél. A dunai települések mentén élőknek mindenképpen szükséges az összefogás és az identitások erősítése. Többször elhangzott itt a program során is, hogy élhető települések kellenek, ahol az ott élők is, meg az oda látogatók is igen jól érzik magukat. A Duna összeköt bennünket, hiszen valamikor egy ország is voltunk, ezt a Mária Valéria híd fizikailag biztosítja ezt az összeköttetést, és nagyon sok projektben gondolkodunk közösen Párkány és Esztergom, éppen az együttműködés és a közös fejlesztések reményében. Tehát az élhető város, a kulturális identitás erősítése és az összefogás. Én úgy gondolom, hogy ez a legfontosabb ebben a projektben.
First of all, I am very glad that the two cities, Esztergom and Sturovo, can further cooperate and enlarge the cooperation. From Sturovo point of view, I am very glad that universities are involved, and we can use them as partners to make better the architecture in our cities. And that's my biggest expectation from the project.
For us, the Danube is not only a professional matter that we used to work with already in our universities with students in great cities like Budapest or in other places, but it's also personal connection. Many of us have personal stories related to this river. For example, for me, it is the major recreation and sport activity that I do. I go out rowing, start in Budapest and go north out of the city on the Danube, and I love to make longer tours and visit these cities in the Danube band, and I love to make shorter tours just for sport or just to find a little beach and relax. And this is what actually refills me with energy many times, and I really wait for summer every time just to start this activity again and again. So that's very personal, and for me to touch the river, to be in the river like swimming it, it's natural, and I'm really happy that it became much clearer, and now it's a clear natural water where you can really enjoy it. So for me it's both in a cultural way to be on the Danube side cities, and both in a recreational way and to go out in nature. The Danube is my sea.
There's no public transport connecting the city of Sturovo with the city of Esztergom. And one of the great things that the project achieved through this event is that we got these little trackless trains, the one we're riding on right now, and it's free for everyone to ride back and forth on this bridge between the two towns. And of course, while you're riding it, you can enjoy the beautiful view and this absolutely gorgeous scenery that this majestic river gives you.
Sturovo and Esztergom are the project partners of DANUrB. We have other partners, but associated partners. And these are project partners, so one thing is for sure, in 2 years' time from this day, on the Danube Days of 2019, we will return here. And what we experiment now, how to work with local stakeholders, how they can make a festival, how they can make activities connected to the Danube, and how our student works, for example, can contribute. They will be developed in much more professional tools, and all this will be repeated in an even greater form that has the aim to be sustainable, like to continue in the following years after this Interreg project will conclude. So this is our main aim. And of course, the main aim is to everyone to have fun because of the Danube, so we will do the same.